2008 was a really roller coaster of a year. We were actually having a pretty good amount of success selling into some financial institutions. They wanted to partner and they wanted to get in front of our audience of mainly high school seniors that were getting ready to go to college, and they wanted to help be able to set up for student loans, for checking accounts, for credit cards, and they felt like this was a really good avenue to do that. And we were having like killer revenues in the first 6 months of 2008. It was like awesome. And then we have this meeting in June with one of the biggest banks in the country. They said, we love what you're doing, but we just need to wait a few more months till we're in the more of the Super Bowl season when most students originate their loans. We're going to keep working with you, but just need to just wait a little bit till the timing's perfect. I said, no problem. Revenues have been great. We're happy to be patient with you. That's fine. And then we get ready to kind of really lean into the partnership in the summertime, and we're getting ready to really ramp this up. And it's exciting, it's energizing. And then 2 weeks after we had this meeting, they announced that they were laying off, I think, 15,000 employees. They'd lost tens of billions of dollars, and they were pulling out of the student loan business entirely. It was this like paralyzing moment. And it's like, wow, like it's like amazing. Like you're doing so well. And then all of a sudden your largest client is saying that they're completely pulling out of the student loan business. Like, wow. And by this moment, the book business had really, was a smaller portion that wasn't doing as well. And so this was material, and there was no way around this. I didn't know what we were going to do. I really didn't. And a lot of our investors had lost a lot of money also in the financial crisis. And they said, you've got to weather this storm. You've got to figure this out. And we didn't have a huge company at the time. We probably only had 8 employees at the time. And so I knew we had enough cash to kind of survive through the end of December. And then it was going to get really tight. And the first thing I did is I just started really, making phone calls, not emails, phone calls, and started really getting on the phone and trying to figure out how I can generate revenue, talking to the market. There's a big difference between an email and a phone call, and getting people on the phone and working it and trying to figure this out. And I started doing well, but I knew I was also not going to have enough revenue coming in to totally save the day. But I was building something that could have been really successful in January and beyond. But so one is just literally banging the phones. And you got to be efficient with your time. Going and flying and going all over the country takes time. The phone or Zoom now can be really efficient. It's very different than email. And then that big financial institution that was our partner, even though they were losing tens of billions of dollars and they were in the process of being acquired by another large bank, my main internal champion, he kept me up to date. And while they were integrating with the other company, they basically pre-purchased their entire 2009 marketing budget right in the middle of this crisis. So basically they prepaid everything in December, right before we were going to run out of cash. And my internal champion on that really saved the day. And that was a testament to building that relationship, continuing. He believed in what we were doing and got through that through leaning on those relationships. And then we got through that tough moment, and then now had started to build enough pipeline where we could sustain ourselves in January and beyond. But it was very hard and very stressful. But getting through that moment now has made me feel a lot calmer and stronger in the way we're the moment we're in right now. Obviously, after just completing a huge round of financing, we just have more security as a company, and I recognize that. But I've also seen how tough that world can be, and it gives you the confidence that you know how to operate in moments like this. They can't be paralyzed in doubt. They have to take action. You got to just get after it. You got to start calling the customer. You got to start doing. You got to start chopping wood. But you gotta just start moving forward and taking action. Get out of decision paralysis. Get out of worrying, and just start taking as much action as you can. And you got to figure it out. I was watching 60 Minutes, and this one pizza shop I remember watching in Chicago, they started turning their pizza oven into being able to make, PPE face shields, and people come up with innovative ways to solve problems. You don't know what's going to happen. You talk to the market, you figure it out, you see opportunities, and you keep working it. You should be doing this because you really love what you're doing. And entrepreneurship is very stressful. There's high highs and low lows. But if you're not really enjoying it, it's not worth the anxiety and the stress. There are much more stable, simpler professions. You should only be enduring this and going through this because you love it so much and you believe in it so much that you have to endure it. It's just who you are. So you just got to make sure that you feel that. And if you don't, it just gets hard to stomach everything. It just does. But if you feel it, it will give you that fire and that energy to persevere. It really will.